Hey guys, this is Anastasia, and this video is another video connected to the Samhain giveaway. This is part of a craft that I am making up tonight. It is a earthen witchy orb that I'm making called Protective Embrace of the Crow. I had a vision, for those of you that are friends with me on Facebook. A week or so ago, I instantly had this vision of a giant, huge crow, wrapping its wings around me and kind of filling me with protection and transformation and creativity and healing and all of this good juju, and me emerging from it stronger and the same but different, just kind of coming out of it, if that makes sense, and awakening. This led me to think of crafting a blend, a witchy orb, a candle, pretty much anything I could think of, an oil, what have you, in honor of this of this vision, of this concept, and calling it Embrace of the Crow. The crow for me is just such an important animal and guide and totem. I don't know that it is a totem animal of mine. I kind of, for those of you that know me, I second guess things till the cows come home. Until I have a vision or a dream, and well, I guess that was a vision, but a dream more than anything, showing me that this is my spirit guide or my totem animal or what have you. I kind of don't believe it. I always think it's, well, you just really like that animal, so of course you're going to be pulled to it. And I know on some subconscious level, if you really are pulled to an animal, that in and of itself is a sign. I get that, but I'm going to try desperately not to get into that theory. My point is, I haven't accepted it yet as a totem of mine, but I do feel a huge kinship with crows and ravens. Always have. I very much connect it to my matron goddess Hel, although it's not necessarily a traditional correspondence for her. It is just something that, and I don't even necessarily know Hel, it just connects me to the goddess. And since Hel is my matron, tomato, basically. That's a horrible way of putting it, but hopefully you know what I mean. The totem, sorry, let's try that again. The crow totem symbolizes life, magic, mystery of creation, destiny or personal transformation, intelligence. It gives a higher perspective. It represents being fearless, flexible, adaptable. It is, or can be, a trickster, and it can be manipulative. It lends itself to watchfulness, connection to the ancestors. It moves safe within the void, so between this realm and the next, and technically this realm and any realm, it is one of those animals that can phase in and phase out effortlessly. It is a shapeshifter. It represents rebirth, life, and death, or life, death, rebirth, however you see that circle, and it provides guidance. With that in mind, what I thought to do was have 9 herbs, resins, or oils, what have you, and create a base blend to represent the crow totem. So, sorry about that. So that ended up looking like this, which is very similar to that, but a little lighter. What we have in this is, I focused on 3 aspects of the crow. I'm just going to move it down so you can see. That is what the original mix looked like. The 3 aspects of the crow that I really wanted to connect with as a base is wisdom, because for me, wisdom is what I seek when I seek guidance. When I go to a guide of some sort, I'm looking for that aid, for that wisdom, for that sage advice. So for wisdom, I chose chamomile, oak, and pomegranate. Then I chose for the second aspect to connect with the crow is spiritual connection. And the way I saw that was connecting to my spiritual path, connecting to that realm beyond, connecting to that higher perspective or that higher self. Certainly that includes whatever deities that I may work with or whoever may work with. It connects to the elements, it connects to nature, it connects to the fae, it connects to spirit guides, totem animals, what have you, anything that connects you to your spiritual path and spiritual being. I wanted to access that. For that, I used calendula, cloves, and lemon. And all of them had really great, all of them, whenever I choose herbs, resins, oils, what have you, I will sometimes list a specific attribute and then also write additional attributes to say while I'm mixing them together. That's kind of what I did. I'm just now naming the major attribute that I'm using for them or correspondence that I'm using for them, but no, like cloves is also great for protection. It's great for banishing negativity and hostile forces. It's known to aid in gaining what is sought, purification. It raises spiritual vibrations, which was why I was using it specifically, but I loved all those other ideas as well. It also helps with a sense of kinship and clarity of the mind. All of those things are things that I am seeking when it comes to transformation. Those are things I'm seeking when it comes to healing, protection, clarity, meditation, dream work, what have you. They're all very positive, and I love, it's one of the reasons I love cloves, but I'm showing you with that one spice, in this case, how I treated all the herbs, spices, resins, flowers, what have you, that went into this mix. The last aspect that I focused on with the basic crow blend was ancestor connection. Now, I know that kind of muddies or blends in with spiritual connection, because certainly your ancestors can tie you to your path very easily, especially if you work like in the Celtic pathway or the Norse pathway, where you hail from, who your clan was, who your people were, who your folk were. They are who has come before you. They've come before you. They have paved your way. They have helped you find, they've helped mold you into what experience you have, given some people's tradition, the web of weird and such. But for me, because I certainly look at ancestor connection as spirit guides and aid, but because there is that intimate connection by blood, because there is that intimate connection by this insane love and honor and duty that family have towards one another, and even I haven't had the best family life, and I know there are plenty of others who have had it far worse. But even when my family, as I know them today, even when I struggle with them, I know my ancestors stand strong behind me. I may question where certain family members lie when it comes to me and what I'm doing in my life, but I know my ancestors are with me. And because of that certainty, I did want to single out that connection a bit more, because if you're looking for something to embrace you, something to engulf you, something to take you in and transform you, I would think your ancestors would play such a huge part in that, that they would be kind of a separate energy from other spirit guides, and connection to deity, and connection to spirit animals, and things like that. I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to explain that. And for ancestor connection, I used apple, I used rosemary, and white willow. So after I did that, I worked with those. And then, because this blend, which I'm going to be putting in the Samhain giveaway as incense and in a sachet bag for an earthen witchy orb, which I'll do a video once it's all done as well, I wanted to focus on protection for this. So for the protection part, what I did was I added 4 elements or ingredients, bringing the grand total to 13, that magical, wonderful number, that would aid with protection. So for that, I used amber resin, cinnamon, basil leaves, and vervain. Those 4 items I find to be very protective. They obviously do have other elements as well, like amber is very healing. It helps with banishing negativity, which I kind of see as protection. Basil, oh my gosh, what doesn't it do? It's great for prosperity. It's great for luck. It's great for happiness and love. Very much protection, very good for banishing. Vervain helps amplify everything, like whenever it's in a mix with other herbs or resins or what have you. Anytime it's included in a spell, it kind of adds a bit of energy to that spell. And vervain, amber. Oh, cinnamon. Cinnamon, very similar to vervain. I see them both as very spiritual herbs because they raise the psychic vibrations or spiritual vibrations. Cinnamon also lends itself to love, lust. It has a little bit of a kick, a little bit of aggressive energy to it, which helps with the protection, I think. So then I added those together, and I bound it all with pomegranate oil. And it is such a great, it smells wonderful. Like originally I wasn't planning on making an incense. I was just going to make an earthen witchy orb, but I loved the smell while I was working with it. I burnt a little bit, as you could, now it's probably dead, but let's see if I can. It burns rather nicely, just a little pinch, and I don't have much of a coal in there, and it burns fairly well. So yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of it away as incense that you can use for meditation. And then I'm also going to put a sachet bag with a little spell for protection and having that protective crow energy to guide and guard you, not just on Samhain, but through the dark of the year. So yeah, at that point, I'm going to close this up. I just wanted to share with you guys another little fun thing that will be included in the Samhain giveaway. If you'd like to enter, again, just comment on the original post or my year marker, and I will be drawing 2 names, one for the grand prize, which will get all of this fun stuff, and one for runner-up, and the runner-up will be getting a Samhain set or an ancestor set. I will leave it up to you. So yeah. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great night. Blessed be.